And the world of what is every single king, conqueror, or amazing guy in human history has always had multiple women. That's just the truth of the matter.
But it's not a monarchy anymore.
No, it's not a monarchy anymore, but we're still human beings. And we still come from that evolution.
But no,
and a lot of women, and there are a lot of women, regardless if you want to believe this or not, that would rather be the king's mistress than the peasant's wife.
And that's different. Like I said, if you want that, if you're all in for that, go for it. You know, like that's not.
But I have to say as a disclaimer, I believe that powerful men should stay faithful. But the truth of the matter is that's not how it always is. And I think the conversation came from average women thinking that they wanted to be with millionaires. Average women thinking they wanted to be with the men of certain status. And it kind of comes from like the Kevin Samuels thing where he's talking about high value men and men making over $100,000 or men making an exorbitant amount of money. There are women that have been programmed to think that they're going to find a millionaire man that's going to be able to spend all the time with them they want, that's going to just cater to their every need, that's not going to lead their relationship. They want a man to be able to go lead a company, but not lead their own relationship. And then he's going to be completely exclusive to them. Kevin Samuels was just giving the fact that that's not the reality. And I was a professional athlete. I've been around professional track athletes, NFL athletes, professional rugby players. And from my experience, there tends to be an understanding. These guys are gone for weeks at a time. Everybody loves them. Things happen. But he gives all of his resources to the woman that he loves, to the child that he loves, and he comes back and sees them. And as long as he isn't doing it, as long as he's doing it respectively, as in he's not coming home smelling like the girl, he's not bringing home kids, illegitimate kids, he's not bringing, he's not giving, it's not all in the media, so she's not being publicly humiliated. They tend to be okay with that. So if you're an average woman, or if you're a woman in general that wants to be with a man that's making a good amount of money, then expect certain things to come with that type of man. That man ain't going to be the same man that a $40,000, $50,000 a year guy is. It's just not the same guy.
I would just disagree with you a little bit there that it's not all dependent upon income. I've known both. And the media industry is saturated with people who make a shit ton of money, honestly. And I've seen wealthy guys who behave the way you're describing. There's an understanding in the house. It's very clear what's going on there, and everybody seems to be okay with it, and that's fine. It's none of my business. And then I've seen wealthy men who make different decisions because internally they're looking at their family and they're saying, this is what I want for my family. This is what I want for my life. Some may be religious. Some may answer to someone a lot higher than themselves when it comes to those issues of fidelity and whatnot. And I see what you're saying about what is, but what I'm concerned about, first of all, I want to change what is.
Yeah, I
want to change what is. That's number one. So I'm speaking to men, I'm speaking to women, and I don't want that to be the goal. I think what's exhausting to me is instead of people looking like we are and saying, this is what is, let's acknowledge the reality of what we're seeing. Let's do our best to make it better. That's different from someone saying, oh, guys, I'm your inspiration. This is what you should do with your life. You should aim to be the kind of guy who can have, your girl and then a bunch of side pieces. You should aim to be the kind of guy where there's a separate set of rules in your relationship and you can do whatever you want. That's what I'm kind of looking at as a mom who has a son and saying, no, I don't want my son to be listening to that message. Now, maybe he'll listen to it, get exposed to it, and say, no, thank you. But I hope I'm raising him well enough where he will say, that's not for me.
The counter message is men are weak. Men are the problem for everything. And
there's a fine line, though.
So, but then what message do you think majority of men who are fed up with hearing that message are going to go towards? They're going to go towards the one. But and that's the thing, too. It might be a childish fantasy or a younger man's fantasy because they don't understand that sex is pretty much boring. It's a thing. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's great. Fine. But
let's make Tyler, can we make that the clip?
Even if you're doing it, even if you're doing it with multiple, it becomes sex after a while. Yeah. So they fantasize because, like I said, men are built to be that way. Men are built to want to spread their seed into as many women as possible and to all over the place. So it might be a childish kind of idea, but it's a better one than men are weak and men are trash and we should kill all men and hate men and men are the problems of everything and men are the patriarchy.
That's wrong too.
Especially when you look at the fact that men are almost the solution to everything. So if you're going to give men credit for the patriarchy, you have to give them credit for the iPhone. And I think that there's there's a part where we look at only the negatives of what's happened from men and not any of the positives. But the positives mean that we get podcasts and microphones and internet and lights. And I think that there's been a net positive that men have done for the planet, but we don't get that credit. Men have died by the hundreds of millions to protect women and children in war throughout all of human history.
100%.
So to say that men hate women and women have just been dragged along by men throughout all of society or throughout all of human history.
I'm with you
That's
on
crazy.
all that.
If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.